welcome back, and with me today is Samuel from Desto, blockchain technologies. So let's tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself, I come from the East Coast. East Coast of Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
You know Redang Island?
Yeah, beautiful. Okay. Oh, that's where you're from?
Yeah, I was from Kuala Terengganu, and it's a tiny town where everyone live happily, peacefully together.
Okay.
Yeah. Having come from such a small town, the only thing which I find myself entertained is by books.
Okay.
Books, and there's no cinema there. All right. So my pastime is at the library.
Okay.
Near my house. Also the beach. Yeah, looking at the stars is one of my pastime as well.
So everyone is living happily except you. That's why you came here. Now, what brought you to KL?
Of course, job opportunity and stuff like that, and having come from, you know, we are not well-to-do family, just a normal Malaysian middle income, low-income family, and very humble beginning, and where we come to a big city like KL, right? And at the age of 26, 27, I had the privilege to work for a very experienced mentor. He's the reason why Astro is around. Yeah, he's the one who started Miasat 1 and 2 together with Ananda Krishnan. So his name is Andrew Lee, and he became my mentor, and he took me on into his private equity. Yeah, at that time. Yeah. That's how I get to travel to Korea, and that's how I get all my international exposure.
And this is back in what year?
When I was 26, 2006, 2006. Yeah.
2006.
2006, yeah.
Okay.
So now you can guess my age. Almost 40. Yeah.
Age is just a number.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. And I learned so much from him, and he launched 4 satellites in his career. First 2 was DirecTV 1 and 2. He was the pioneer team, the first 20 engineers for DirecTV, the first satellite TV in the United States. All right. Then he was handpicked to come to Malaysia.
But he's Malaysian, right?
No, he's Korean American.
He's Korean,
he's American.
Oh, he's American.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he lives in Malaysia for past 30 years.
I see.
Ever since Miasat and Astro.
So yeah,
and Maxis.
Pretty
right?
much where that's where Astro started.
Yeah. So basically, he helped set up Astro. Of course, the first 2 satellites, and then Astro. He does Astro, and also he does Maxis. And form the backbone of telecommunication and broadcast for Malaysia.
So throughout that whole journey, you were
no, when I joined him, he actually came out from semi-retirement.
I see.
So he was like still young at heart and wanted to do something, right?
Himself,
so private equity, that's where we started, and I got all my exposure from learning from other entrepreneurs, very super high net worth investors from Korea, and even from Malaysia, and that's where we get involved in so many things.
So would you say that very early exposure to, Andrew and
the Korean culture?
Yeah. Would you say that's the one of the reasons why you
very big reason of what made me today in terms of nothing is impossible.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to bring this attitude into our country, because one thing, this is the biggest thing which we have not seen. I don't see this attitude in young people in Malaysia.
No.
I don't blame them, because it's a good life here.
Complacent.
Complacent, right?
So would you say, if let's say now you have to weigh all this like hard work, persevere, everything, how much weightage will you put on attitude?
Attitude is, I think, everything. It's everything. And perseverance is also, I think it's a combination of these few. But nothing beats the passion. You must have the extra fire. You may have the best attitude, about everything, but when
There's no drive.
when things goes wrong, something which always make you stand up again. All right, I like the word where people you see there are a lot whatever business ideas or whatever entrepreneurs, the successful entrepreneurs always go through the hardest knock in life, right? And each time we get, it's not how good are we in fighting, it's always how many times can we get up again. So basically it is that strength and the perseverance and also that passion which drive us to get up again all the time. That is what I believe, and that is what drives me into today. That's what brings me also into this fintech and blockchain space, and it's not an easy space because there are so many scams in the market, right? I was concerned because I also come from a financial brokerage industry. Innocently learning about this industry. God knows how on earth I get into this industry, but get to learn about it.
Actually, I think that is one question that a lot of people, a lot of readers have in mind. How did you end up doing blockchain? Because you know, the time when you started, you're considered one of the pioneers, if not the pioneer.
No,
it's one of the early people in Malaysia.
Yes,
you know, Malaysia was still very new.
Yeah.
What was it like for you at the time? What made you decide to do that, first of all, and secondly, how challenging was it?
I don't consider ourselves pioneer, but in these I was from this online fintech and as well as the space outside the blockchain space. Even though I know about Bitcoin and stuff like that, 7 years ago, 6 years ago, we were still very suspicious. We don't know what is that. Yeah. But 2 years ago, we started researching the space of blockchain. I'm very fortunate to have a friend who started a crypto exchange, and he comes from the same space which I come from, and say, hey, I start doing this business. I'm not going to do my FX part of the online brokerage. I'm coming out to do crypto exchange. I say, what is crypto exchange? What are you doing? You know, and he explained to me the difference between the blockchain and Bitcoin, and if you do it properly, it's not a scam. So I'm very, very fortunate at that time when we do a lot of research. We have friends, and we were very, very careful as well. Okay. All right, we are not the only Malaysian people who venture into this, and but I think we are the one who want to bring it out to a proper channel. All right. What we do is that we did a lot of research, and I have a good friend whom I know for a good 3 years, and his name is Sunny. And coincidentally, he is an expert in blockchain. I see. Right, but he doesn't like to show his face. Okay. So anyway, he has a team, and he does stuff for our government and stuff like that. That's how we have a we synchronize ourselves. I'm good at the corporate side of things. He's good at the IT part of things, and I understand IT as well. So we synergize, and we are pretty much a coalition of people around the world. Okay, because my own network for the past few years have been also not just limited in Malaysia, but also in South Korea, in Hong Kong, in Indonesia, in Poland, in Russia, in the UK and stuff like that. So basically, because we deal with a lot of IT people, right? And that's what we come. Yeah.
So anyway, let's back to the, okay, before I move into the set questions, let's move into the back of your mind, have you always been someone on the lookout for something new, something challenging? What was it like? Because like from you say the very beginning of it, when you're doing equity and stuff like that.
Private equity.
Yeah, then moving into blockchain. These are not things that people, at least not for a layman. It's not like you're opening a supermarket or you're going to do retail business. It's not. Yeah. So, do you think somehow one thing leads to another? That's why you're where you are today, or you are that sort that you're constantly on the lookout for, like I say, challenging things, something new adventures?
Yeah, of course. Personally, I'm a person who likes adventure. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm also always constantly on the lookout, but on the conservative way, right? For me, it's like this. We want to come into AI, nanotech or whatnot many years ago.
Okay.
There's not many avenues for us to enter.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden, this blockchain is open for almost everyone.
Yeah.
And it's open source. AI is not really. AI is controlled pretty much by the institution.
Yeah.
Right? And it's pretty hard for us to compete on the AI field. Therefore, blockchain gives us a gap, an opportunity, right? That we can get ourselves involved into and apply into the technology which we already have. And to understand at what capacity can we build this blockchain technology, right? So that is how I end up here. And
the law of attraction, right?
yes. As well as because blockchain is being used in the financial industry.
Yeah. So it's not exactly foreign to you, right? When you first venture into blockchain.
It is quite foreign. The mechanism is not too foreign.
Yeah. But the concept is there, right?
The concept is the same. It's just to understand the real application. Yeah. What is to find the fine line, to draw the fine line, and also to draw the red line. Okay. For ourselves and as well as for client as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's move on to some of the set questions before I get myself in trouble and didn't ask any of them. I just realized I have not asked a single one of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you are in a very competitive industry. Despite these challenges, how did you become one of the leaders in your industry?
Okay. Like to be a little bit humble. I do not want to say leader. There are a lot of
one of the leaders. So yeah,
there are many coins out there.
Okay.
We do not want people to look at us as a coin. Okay, coin is just a coin.
Yeah.
The question is the challenges, right?
How did you, despite these challenges, how did you become one of the leaders in the industry?
We look into the main basic base of the application of blockchain. Desto builds not just blockchain. We build our own blockchain, which is fully built by our team. Okay, and we also built the application of the blockchain. So basically, be it a mobile application, usually decentralized application. All right. As well as we partner with exchange application, we partner with other sort of asset exchange application, which multitudes of them. Okay, and what bring us? We are very low key in the market. We do not talk too much in the market because we have a lot of things going on the background, working with key opinion leaders, meeting the head of state. And also meeting the people on the corporation level, and as well as also on the venture capital level, and as well as at the governmental level. Okay. All right. So basically, we do not take on like 100 projects. No, we take on only very specific projects, and we work together, and so that we can give mutual benefit to them. Our goal is one day that we would want to adopt our technology for the people. For example, in Malaysia, we would like to adopt our technology even for people in Malaysia, right? So therefore, we have a lot of dialogues, and we also work on a very grassroots level as well. Yeah.
How long do you see before that happens? Like you can branch through to all the
it takes some time because for us. When touched about government, of course, the government will always take time. But we are not we are not about that. We are more on specific high value projects, right? So we have new platforms coming up soon, which, example, which deals with asset transaction. We have a P2P payment system, which is nothing new in the market, but P2P in our, which we're going to build our way, all right? Because we have our own viewpoint of crypto as an asset rather than a currency, okay? And we also have a fixed price mechanism, which we want to give fixed volatility. Therefore, right now, the only reason why the whole market is not using Bitcoin as a mode of transaction is because Bitcoin is going up and down. Morning price and night price is different, right? Daily price can differ by 10%.
It's too big a fluctuation.
Pretty much behaving like a stock market rather than an FX market, right? Because having come from the FX side of things, we also come from the risk management part of it. We understand FX. FX doesn't fluctuate like that. US dollar versus...
It'd be crazy if it does, right?
It will screw up the entire trade system. And in FX, banks and trade partners are able to buy a call option or put option. They are able to hedge against the volatility.
Whereas you cannot do that
but
with Bitcoin.
In crypto, you cannot hedge. What are you using to hedge? Now, on Bitcoin, people can still hedge using futures contract, right? But other than that, other than Bitcoin, nothing else you can hedge, right? So basically, we are working on the mechanism where we want stable pricing, okay, so that we can build the. We use blockchain at the most grassroots level first, before we even talk on it becoming a currency.
Well, coming from someone like myself who is not very familiar with this whole thing, how do you see it, or whether there's a possibility of this being integrated into the e-commerce platform, given that now everyone is talking about e-commerce?
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. MasterCard and Visa has already implemented certain blockchain technology in their system. You see, we need to understand two things. Blockchain and crypto asset are two different things. All right. Blockchain is a technology, something like is a code, right? Something like example like AI. AI is a technology. Nanotech is a technology. It's an application on top of the blockchain, which what you use on it, right? So if you ask me, when blockchain will be used in terms of payment system, it's already
been used.
It is already happening mainstream behind the scene.
All right? I'm referring more to cryptocurrency.
If cryptocurrency, I doubt cryptocurrency will be mainstream because of the volatility. It will never be mainstream because it doesn't qualify as a currency. We need to understand.
Not even when it's in a controlled environment like e-commerce and trade between.
It can only be in a controlled environment, but it has to be always transacted with asset. You see, our argument is that crypto is not a currency. It is an asset.
It's an asset.
Okay. Why is that so? What is ringgit Malaysia? What is US dollars? US dollars, that piece of paper is actually a legal tender, which is an IOU issued by Bank Negara or the Federal Reserve, right? And ask yourself this question: that legal tender actually represents the balance sheet of a country, correct? You have the asset and you have the liability column, right? Without that, you just print a piece of paper and call it a currency, doesn't work, right? And all this, and US dollars backed by what? Backed by so many things. Trade around the world. Backed by all the oil in Middle East. The entire OPEC is transacting oil in US dollars. So basically, by default, oil is backed by, US dollars is backed by oil in the ground for the future.
Commodities as well.
Yes, and other commodities as well, like gold and silver and whatnot, right? And US itself has this land. Federal land, I don't know how many. And you're talking about the trade on the daily basis, the import and export, and as well as the debts. Most of the bonds are also issued in US dollars. So basically, you can safely say that US dollars qualified to be a currency of exchange because it is widely used for oil exchange of oil, exchange of gold, exchange of trade, right, and exchange of bonds. But crypto cannot yet because there's no balance sheet to base on. It can be an exchange, but it's still empty.
Yeah.
Right. So that is the main thing where Desto, our team, have been looking at it and say, hey, we can't just...
It's a different ball game altogether,
we
right?
can't just create a blockchain and print this coin and call it money, right?
Correct.
So basically, we think very carefully, and we come to a conclusion that crypto is an asset, just like what Israel, one of the leading country in the world, calling it as an asset. Germany is calling it an asset. Australia is also calling it an asset. A lot of countries are following suit. I know Mauritius is looking at it as an asset. They're coming out with a bill on it.
Okay.
And Russia is calling it an asset. No other country is calling it as a currency except Japan calling it as a virtual, if I'm not wrong, a virtual currency because it's like an application even on the like a game credit, right? So. Okay, back to this. I think maybe the next other question is going to...
No, I have more questions in my head after you told me all these stories.
I can explain myself so that why we call it as an asset.
Okay, I think you're already answering some of the questions that's meant for the towards the end. But in Japan is a different market, right? Actually, this is not relevant, so I should probably ask this question. That, like they say, how this cryptocurrency came about, that whatever the Japanese name that the founder, so-called.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah, and nobody knows who he is, right?
Anonymous name.
Okay, so I'm just skip that.
But to answer your previous question, is whether you use e-commerce? Yes, it will be. Depend on which part of the e-commerce. It can be used in a controlled environment. Yeah, example.
It's possible, right?
Yeah. Of course, it's possible. But of course, I believe that crypto asset used as maybe a utility token. Okay. Or security token. Yeah. Okay, so using as a utility, for example, if Singapore Airlines is to use blockchain, the blockchain all its points. All right. So you have a blockchain point, and where KrisFlyer points can actually swap with, say,
it's really like the chips in the casino.
Yeah, it's something like that, right? It has its underlying value. So using this KrisFlyer coin, maybe I can get discount for next trip, whatnot, and you have limited edition. It's not like you keep printing new coins. You can't do that. So that is one thing. There are many applications to it, but in simplicity, I just talk about it that way.
Okay. Now, next question. In the age of information technology, consumers are becoming smarter and make more informed decisions. How do you remain creative and stay relevant?
Stay relevant.
Yeah. How do you stay creative and be relevant?
Stay creative. We stay creative is a paradox, We stay creative by being conservative. Okay? Always back to basics. Always back to basics. Yes, we want to go to the moon, right? We need to build the foundation before we go to the moon. And we need to understand the foundation. If the foundation is wrong, we will never reach the moon. And technology is a tool where it always change. Today we have blockchain 3.0, some are saying 5.0, right? And every day someone is trying to beat the process of blockchain. All right? No blockchain in the world can say they are the best blockchain in the world.
Because it's constantly evolving.
It's constantly evolving. And you can see Bitcoin, the blockchain of Bitcoin also evolved until today. Right now you have all the second layer, everyone coming out with the second layer to come to complement Bitcoin. Now, but in the end of the day, the performance of Bitcoin is still #1 in the world. All right? For a very good reason. Okay? Later, if you can ask me that question.
I think you can answer now before I forget.
So in order to stay relevant, we want to keep things simple like Bitcoin. Example, Bitcoin is such a norm. If you ask a technical person, it's a very normal blockchain, right? Still need ASIC mining machine to mine it today. You need a lot of electricity power to mine it, etc. But at least Bitcoin is backed by mining machine. All right. So in essence, you see, US dollar is backed by what? oil,
Yeah.
oil in the ground. You need to pump oil up and blah,
So
blah,
the
blah.
concept, the structure is
Almost
still
the
very,
same. You don't need to pump oil from the ground for Bitcoin, right? But you need to buy you need to have manufacturer ASIC chip in simplistic form. I said, you have the machine. You can do nothing else but mining Bitcoin. You plug it in, and you need to switch on your electricity, make it cold, the entire environment, or or I have a friend who has a huge, ginormous Bitcoin farm in Siberia, and it's always, and they keep the whole room temperature at -2.
Wow.
Yeah, because summer is 14 only. And their winter is very, very cold.
Okay.
But that area is powered by the hydroelectric dam. Baikal Lake is very beautiful, very huge lake. Anyway, back to Bitcoin in simplistic form, is backed by, I would argue that it's backed by asset. It's backed by their mining machine as an asset. It's also backed by actual performance of that asset to generate electricity power. So basically today the cost of mining one Bitcoin is ranging from $3,500 to $5,000 depending on your electricity and so manpower in place, right? If you are mining Bitcoin from South Korea and Japan,
this is different value.
Very expensive, right? Or UK, right? So if you are mining Bitcoin from Siberia, of course it's super cheap, right? So it will be the lower end of it. If you're from China, it's very cheap because you may buy ASIC chip at a very, very dirt cheap price, right? So so you have that. Then now you see Bitcoin is trading at what price? $6,000.
I know, it's
still
crazy,
above. That is, technically speaking, it is still above the cost of mining. So therefore, it has an underlying asset, right? You can say that.
Okay. So, okay, next question. The 21st century is an unprecedented moment of change. How do you maintain the advantages?
Change is always constant. And every day we need to learn to accept change, even in every part of our life, and also especially in business.
The only thing that's constant, right? It's change.
Yes. Very simple. Many years ago, Kodak is very relevant. Today, you can snap with your mobile phone, right? At a very high pixel, correct? So always change. Now, in future, God knows what's going to happen. But I know one thing is going to happen. When my child is 20 years old, he's not going to use paper money anymore. All right? Even if it is paper money, it's traceable. Okay? He doesn't need to go to the tax department to pay his money, pay tax anymore. Tax department will take money out from his bank account on a regular basis, once a year. All right?
I think to a certain extent that is already happening in China, right? Everything is like that.
Digital. Everything is digital.
They don't carry wallet. They don't even need credit cards.
There's no way people can do money laundering anymore in 20 years. Things will be so transparent. Government will.
You think so? You think people are smart enough to do that?
I don't know. People are very smart, maybe, or at least the government will know everything about you, and they can predict. Some corporation can predict what are you going to do next through big data.
So do you think that itself is an advantage or a disadvantage when it's so transparent when it comes to
if this crypto? I must say that
blockchain, sorry.
Not just blockchain. Coupled with blockchain, coupled with Internet of Things, coupled with artificial intelligence, coupled with the fastest internet telecommunication speed, maybe quantum computing in the future. Future is scary. We are talking about all human in the dark thinking is that every human race are like a freaking prisoner in the whole in the planet, right? Because everything is connected.
Just sidetrack a little bit. Have you heard the story about China government wanting to do that to their people? No, I'm serious. That what they're talking about, everybody gets a rating. And if your rating is bad, your profile will appear on the dating site lesser, and stuff like that. I was reading this book the other day on blockchain, on trust. on trust. Then some they're talking about blockchain, and they're talking about China government planning to do this. And to a certain extent, I don't know whether you heard of this software called DingTalk.
DingTalk, no.
DingTalk, I have it on my phone. DingTalk is created by Alibaba. You can have your entire corporation in the app.
Okay.
By that I mean every single one of your staff can use that app through their smartphone.
Okay.
Apply for leave, do their claims, everything. And some of the functions are quite useful, like the app is linked to your company Wi-Fi. The moment you walk into the office, it connects to the Wi-Fi, you can see, oh, Abeng is in the office, clock in already. That's DingTalk, and they are now in Malaysia. They are pushing this app. I'm a little bit... No, it's free of charge.
It's free of charge.
I'm a little bit reserved because, okay, off camera. That means China government will have...
They monitor everything?
Yeah, they monitor everything. So if you're a company and your company runs using DingTalk, there's no running away. Nothing
I agree with you.
hide.
I agree with you. It's happening actually.
Yeah, and you can even, as an administrator, you can even grant access to this person, and she's admin, and she can be the HR director, and she can approve leave when she's away.
You see,
Paperless.
I believe one thing. I think mankind has not reached the stage of evolution in their mind, their brain, to be, and also their heart, to use technology in a responsible way. Look
Do you think that'll ever happen?
No, I don't believe. I feel that we, mankind, still need to learn a lot about ourselves. I think technology has gone so fast ahead where human nature has not really grown.
No,
you see, we still hate each other so much. We still fight stupid
wars.
If
anything, I think we are moving backwards a little bit. With every new technology being introduced, we are moving backward a little bit.
And the scariest part is that Elon Musk said famously, and I agree, couldn't be more agree more with him, is that government should regulate artificial intelligence more than anything else. Okay? Why? Because someone out there is creating something like even like DingTalk, but everything's on the AI.
Correct.
And this AI, the scariest part is that it's not a human monitoring you. It's a heartless computer monitoring you. And if military technology, which I believe military technology is always a few decades in front, okay, maybe 20 years in front of whatever is public. Imagine this, if military technology today are able to have all this, and military technology is on AI, and this robot suddenly decides to press the button, cause a world war, we are all screwed.
I mean, these are all in Hollywood movies, right? We've seen that happening, right?
So, and I just hope that this doesn't happen in our lifetime.
Have you watched a movie called iRobot?
iRobot, yes.
Right?
Yes,
that's pretty amazing story, right? Yeah, that's pretty amazing, right? It's like... So, okay, back to my question.
Back to this. I don't think blockchain, I mean, blockchain is just a very small part of this whole technology universe. I believe...
But the potential is huge.
The potential is huge. It's just being over-glorified by people out there, especially the scammers and whatnot, right? Over-glorified. As if we can't live without blockchain.
And unfortunately, along the way, they give it a very bad name.
Yes.
The scammers,
in fact, there are many things in our life doesn't need blockchain. But we want to be very practical. Financial trust, you need blockchain. It's good. It's actually
transparent.
Right? It's transparent. There are a lot of business which, if you see a lot of ICO, I believe it's down. I think it's one of the question in there, but where is that there are a lot of ICOs out there with a lot of application which doesn't really need blockchain. Why would you need blockchain for Playboy magazine? What? Why
it's called catching up with the digital age.
No, these guys are coming out with blockchain on every single thing, which you can't even understand.
Well, they
why
even have AI porn now. So.
Yeah. So basically, you don't need blockchain on all this kind of nonsense. Actually, lack of a better word. That's why a lot of people create blockchain just to raise money. Just lack of a better word, because you cannot raise money through venture capital. You cannot raise money through your father, your mother, your brother, and your sister. Okay, you cannot raise money through the actual, the real way, right? Then you have to do blockchain to raise money, lor. So a lot of it, unfortunately, but we want to we would support blockchain and crypto asset which has benefit to the people.
Okay. So back to the, like you say, back to square one, yeah?
Yeah.
To the higher calling.
Exactly, exactly. Example, if blockchain for food bank, right? Distributing food to the poor, and distributing seeds to the farmer and whatnot, and using blockchain to regulate social service, which is very good. Even for medical records, for DNA segregation, so many other things, application which we can use for blockchain, which is beneficial for people.
So how safe or risky can blockchain be?
Yeah, blockchain is always safe. Used correctly. Used wrongly, put to a scammer, then you create a crypto coin which do something which is worthless.
How do you safeguard, like in this?
Always look at the application. What application does it have?
Okay.
Does the application make sense? Application is usually used on our everyday life. It can be used on on your mobile phone.
Yep.
It can be used if it applies to your life and is beneficial to you as a person. Yes, it's good.
So that's the best way to judge something, whether it is.
You do not need to really think whether it's scam or not. It's okay, forget it. Is this crypto asset blockchain application, the blockchain application, which comes with this crypto asset, which supposedly used on this application, and also its entire ecosystem, if this application is beneficial to you or a group of people in the society, then it is beneficial.
Okay.
If it is a useless thing, then it's useless. At the worst case scenario, even gamers can use it to regulate their game points.
Yeah.
Right?
So what would you tell people who are still having a lot of doubt over cryptocurrency and blockchain to a bigger perspective?
Those who has doubt need to read more. It is good to have doubt. But as we learn in economics, we know that the S-curve, you have the most adventurous one, people like Satoshi Nakamoto, even people prior to that from Ripple, people much more prior to that, people like PayX, which Elon Musk, right, started PayPal. They are the most adventurous one, all right? They are the 0.1%.
Yep.
Then goes into the 2%, then 10%. 90% adoption, right? So basically, unfortunately, human beings are like that. but nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I would urge a lot of people to be good. It's good to be skeptical, but also
critical. I think
critical, but also to open up your mind to learn. Hey, what blockchain can do for my business? Okay. How to innovate your business. All right. Example, if I run a restaurant, if I have a lot of restaurants right now, I have 10 restaurants. I want to do fundraising. I go to walk into a bank, I ask for 50 million ringgit. Write proposal, pitch 1 bank, 2 bank, 3 bank. You think bank is going to give you? Not easy, even though your P&L is good, right? You know what blockchain can do? Blockchain can say, okay, with blockchain technology and with the proper application platform, all right, with a proper platform, you can actually we can actually go to the SMEs, we call them the enterprise owner, and say, hey, Mr. Restaurant, you have a fantastic brand. Your outlets is always packed. I think you have a chance. Why not like this? Fractionalize your restaurant. Take one of your restaurant out, okay? Take this and fractionalize it with a new restaurant, okay? Take 50% or 60% or 40% out, give it to the public through holding your, don't you fractionalize it through your blockchain, through crypto asset. So people can come in to join, to buy in, thrift crypto asset, fund into this restaurant. You manage it as a majority holder. you can do that. And this 40%, this 40 or 50%, whatever it is, can be backed by shares itself.
Yeah.
And backed by actual operation of the restaurant. And let's say these 1,000 people who contributed to your restaurant, they get discounts, they get vouchers, they get whatever it is, and they naturally would bring their own people to come to eat at the restaurant, which they fractionalize. Fractionalize means you break it down to many pieces, right?
It's like the traditional listed company kind of, similar kind of.
Different, it's very different. It's like crowdfunding.
Yeah, crowdfunding.
Crowdfunding.
That's a good one,
but this way it reduces your risk because you're using blockchain to do it, and at the same time you can use blockchain for all your 11 outlets, right? So you can all the way to the supplier. Okay, you can use the same token or the same coin where the supplier. So everything is transparent. So your reporting system on a blockchain is very transparent. So when you open the 12th, the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 18th outlet, it becomes very transparent, very easy for fundraising.
Yeah.
And people can come in and join. Yeah. You can use the right corporate structure to house this so that it's legal on whatever country it is. And this way, this restaurant owner is able to build his restaurant, his dream, to 50 outlets, 100 outlets. Just through crowdfunding. Yeah. Because blockchain can do that, but crypto asset can facilitate crowdfunding. But at the same time, you need to have the correct legal platform, also correct application, and at the same time, the usability of your token or your coin within your outlets of it. And it can also be a platform where it can also synchronize with other chain. Other things.
So that is part of what Desto is helping.
We customize a lot of things for people. One of our outlet called Desto Ventures. Our vision is to work with SME, SMIs as a platform provider to actually customize technology for them. Not one blockchain for all type of business. All right, every business has their own requirement. So basically, for instance, a biotech company will come to us and we will advise them. Or if a restaurant will come to us, we'll advise them. If everyone will have different kind of application and different kind of blockchain. So basically, we want to be very realistic with them. Yeah, and of course, there are certain crowdfunding. If they want to do crowdfunding, they cannot go against the law. So we need to have a certain kind of proper corporate strategy which they can use so that they won't get in trouble as well, right? So this is what we do.
Okay. Now, in the process of creating cryptocurrency, which is more important, software technology or market strategy?
What is more important?
Yeah.
Of course, the software itself, the application, okay, and the truthfulness of the marketing strategy. It cannot scam someone into it, all right?
Yeah.
But it has a certain element of truth in there. And the marketing strategy, for me, I'm a person who doesn't like MLM. So I wouldn't endorse multi-level marketing, though it has helped a lot of people. But because there are a lot
even when they approach Desto.
There are a lot of MLM companies which we have turned down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have turned them down.
Is it because they don't fit into your belief system, or?
Very simple. A lot of MLM companies look into the plan rather than the product.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
When that happens, we don't deal with them, right? And that is why we always say, what is the end product? What is the end achievement?
The reason.
The reason. If we have a super fantastic product, why would you need to MLM it for? If you want still to MLM it, then go ahead.
What else
but
they're making
there's nothing wrong with that, but you have a very good product, then it's good, right?
But they said they're making the members rich.
Yes, I know. It's Herbalife is Herbalife, and
they're helping lives.
Yeah, it's not wrong. It's nothing wrong if you're doing correctly. But unfortunately, I mean.
So at one glance, cryptocurrency and third-party payment do not involve cash payment. Which of these can better cater to the market demand in 10 years' time?
Which does not involve cash payment.
Well, I mean, at one glance, cryptographic currency and third-party payment.
Third-party payment. Third-party payment means what? Like MasterCard?
Yeah, cashless payment.
Okay, versus cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which of these do you see will be in market demand in 10 years' time?
I think in 10 years' time, both will still be around because of geographical location. If Africa will still have a lot of this third-party payment system, depending on whether how advanced technology is at certain area, right? But cryptocurrency or crypto asset through application will allow P2P payment, so which does not really doesn't really need a middleman. So I can send something to you. You can be in Timbuktu. I can be in San Francisco.
Without a bank account.
Without bank account. So I can send to your wallet. You can send to my wallet, like that instantly. So with the latest blockchain today, you can send in an instant, right? So doesn't matter. All you need is you don't even need to have internet. Even you can have a paper wallet. You can also do that. So I would say that in 10 years' time, a lot of places will adopt blockchain. I hope so, and a P2P payment system. Okay, but a regulated P2P decentralized payment system. I think regulation will still be in place. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your take on the relationship between technology and humanization?
Technology and humanization. We are going into the fourth industrial revolution, called Internet of Things, connecting us and things, like us with mobile phone, us with TV, us with many things, right? And that is where we come into humanization of technology, where we have artificial intelligence, right? Humanization of technology, and also technology with human. So where this synchronization, we are already going into this. I'm not sure if you read the latest Dan Brown book of where it called Origin, if I'm not wrong, if I remember that. That's a very good book. You must read it. And that's the latest book from Dan Brown. It actually talks about it. And in the next 10 years, artificial intelligence, you will not recognize whether artificial intelligence and human, you can't say you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference. I don't think you can tell the difference. And I think by that time, blockchain will be done almost by artificial intelligence. Yeah, I think there will be technology for that.
All right, so here we go for the first two blocks. We're going to take a break and then come back and ask Samuel some questions from our viewers. Don't go away. All right, well, welcome back, and with me today is Samuel from Desto, blockchain technologies. Welcome. And okay, here we have some questions from our viewers. The first one: do you need to deal with complicated cognitive problems when you work in software and technology industry?
Yeah, of course. That question is complicated.
That question is very complicated.
Of course. I'm not an IT graduate.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur, but I work with expert in that area. Okay. So I work with software expert. I work with blockchain expert, and us coming from a business world, we would want to integrate both the application, because sometimes it's a challenge for an engineer or an IT guy to build something which is relevant to the real world. Too complicated, they don't understand, right? And sometimes we know what we want, they don't know what we want. So that's where we want to bridge it. Yeah.
Okay.
So to answer that question, to simplify it, yes, we need to learn a lot. We need to go for conferences. We need to read a lot.
Okay.
Reading is a must every day. Not social media. I don't look at social media that much.
Okay.
I do a lot of reading on a daily basis, and I also learn from experienced people. Yeah, always be humble. Always be very humble. Okay. Yes, it's always challenging our
so it's not an industry for people who don't like people.
It's not an industry.
You still have to deal with it.
not just that. In life, it's not an industry for people who doesn't like to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not an industry for people who are not humbled enough to learn. You think you are the greatest, you are the best. Okay lah. Then I don't think that person can go far. But a person who is humble, learning, always striving to learn, hardworking, he will go somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, it's back to the attitude, right?
Yeah, it's back to that. Yeah.
Okay, so is cryptocurrency and the virtual currency the same thing? How is it different from currency that's circulating in the market?
Virtual
currency. How is it different from FX? Yeah.
Virtual currency is like game credits. Digital currency is regulated by the regulators in the European Union. Is actually called Euro. Their currency issued in digital. Okay, so virtual currency is actually game credits equivalent. When it comes to cryptocurrency, which I don't think anyone would qualify to be a currency at the moment. I'm still calling it a crypto asset. Crypto asset is different. Crypto asset is an asset class, not a currency. So I would argue that, yeah.
So just an additional question, would you see cryptocurrency replacing FX in the future?
Impossible. Impossible.
Why?
Because it's a function of, back to the basic, what is it based on? Simple, right? It's impossible to take over US dollar per se. US dollar may evolve to something else, but definitely not Bitcoin.
Not be replaced.
Not be replaced, because it will be a chaos. 80% of world money in debts, right, issued in US dollars. Try to replacing that 500 trillion US dollars with Bitcoin. Come on, let's be real. All right, if you change that, the very foundation of an economy is not just the currency. The foundation of economy is not the currency, but the foundation of economy is always the law of the land, the asset of the land, the trade function. Is so many things come together. You know, the stable politics, stable geopolitical situation, and also what is the commodity asset and what is the technology behind it. So I would argue that maybe US dollar in the future will be on the blockchain.
On blockchain.
Yeah.
That is possible.
Maybe the US dollar will be a P2P crypto asset. It will become a cryptocurrency. US dollar itself become a cryptocurrency. I believe that.
Oh, that is possible.
Yes. Then game over for a lot of cryptocurrency.
Namely one of the biggest now, right?
But if you stay at the crypto asset portion and you have a very good use case, and which beneficial for the society, and you have a society using it for something, right? If you have a use case, then it's beneficial for the community. Then it makes sense to exist as that.
Yeah.
But to replace a currency is too far-fetched. I don't believe that. I personally, no.
No. Yeah. Okay. Well, the last question. A lot of people are very curious about blockchain. But the market seems to have various opinions on blockchain. Could you share with us the advantages of blockchain in general, just very briefly?
Wow. Okay.
Too many or too few?
There's a lot. Blockchain is a very transparent and very safe way to store data. I like to use this analogy of an email. Okay, so basically, if you use Google Mail, I use Hotmail. So you can send email to me at any time, anywhere. And each email when you send to me is data, correct? It's always represented by kilobytes or megabyte. Gmail has a maximum of 25 megabyte, right? When you send that packet of data to me over the server that I receive at anywhere in the world, okay? Blockchain allows that. Now, the thing is that blockchain allows decentralization, meaning to say that the one who hosts the server of this, or the nodes of this email can be a million
Anywhere.
people,
Yeah.
anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
any server farm in the world. That's called decentralization. There's no one single point of failure. Okay, where there are a million points of failure. All right. So basically, that is what blockchain allows, decentralization. That's the one very, very key thing. And also for safety. So a hacker is to come in to hack the core. When you come into the third layer hack, they could not do so effectively at a certain set of time, because block confirmation, when you run the 6 confirmation, some would take 1 minute, some would take 5 minutes, some would take 10 minutes, depending
While
on
simultaneously being it's still evolving somewhere else.
Yes,
right?
yes, and as well as being and decentralization allows the data to be stored safely. Yeah, it's not possible for you to track everyone in this planet. Yeah.
All right. So anything else you'd like to add on for our audience regarding blockchain and cryptocurrency?
Okay.
What is your advice when it comes to cryptocurrency?
My advice is to view at crypto as an asset first. Then it will force you to look at the application of it. Yeah, application of the blockchain. It's just like building a road. Without a use case, is useless, right? So you need to build a road for the correct use case. Yeah, blockchain is an infrastructure for something. So got to use it correctly. So always look at the application. What application is this for? If application does, so basically you need to judge it based on application.
How about for those who still have a lot of doubt about cryptocurrency? What is advice?
Doubt or not, crypto asset is going to be here forever. Blockchain is going to evolve together with technology. Yeah, the computing speed and computing speed is going to continue to increase, and blockchain will definitely evolve. So by the time we finish doubting, the entire market has already accepted the crypto asset, a cryptocurrency for what you can call it, and it's too late to enter. Yeah.
So don't be left as the last one dancing.
I mean, there are a lot of conservative investors. Yeah, it's okay to be conservative. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. It's just want to be safe. Just do not throw too much cold water on young aspiring entrepreneurs. Encourage them to think outside the box, right? So especially those who with family members who wanted to come up to do something for themselves, right?
Yeah.
And usually family members will say, "Hey, can or not? What is that?" You know. So yeah. Be more encouraging to your own family members or your friends who want to venture out to be an entrepreneur.
Give the benefit of doubt.
Yes, yes, yes.
So there you go. This is Samuel from Desto Blockchain. Thank you so much, Samuel. As a token of appreciation, this is for you.
You.
All right. Thank you once again, and thank you for watching.
Thank you.